Welcome to our channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about Class 6, Chapter 4, Key Elements of a Democratic Government. In this chapter, we are going to read about the key elements that influence the working of a democratic government. It includes people participation, the resolution of conflict, equality and justice. The chapter starts with one story related to South Africa. So, South Africa is a country of several races, which include black people who belong to South Africa, the whites who come there to settle, Indians who come as laborers and traders. So, earlierly, the country was governed by the apartheid laws. And what is the meaning of apartheid? It means the separation on the basis of race. So, according to the law, these races were not allowed to live near each other or even to use common facility. In South Africa, the people were divided into white, black, Indian and colored races. So, due to this reason, the African National Congress, which is a group of people, has struggled against the apartheid. And their most well-known leader was Nelson Mandela, who has fought for the apartheid system for several years. And finally, they succeed in 1994, the South Africa became a democratic country where the people of all races were considered equal. Now, the main topic of our chapter is started, which is the key element of a democratic government. So, the first key element is participation. Now, participation can be done through two ways. The first one is through voting, and the second one is others way, which we also discuss. First, we discuss people participation through voting. So, through voting, the people elect their representatives who represent them. So, this representative take decision on the behalf of people. And all the government are elected for a fixed period. And in India, this period is 5 years. And once elected, the government can only stay in power for that particular period. And if they want to continue, then they should be re-elected by the people. So it is the participation through voting. Now, the other way of participation include by taking an interest in the work of government. So, people participate by taking an interest in the working of the government. The people has also criticized the working of the government. And the government is need to explain and defend all its decisions taken by them. It is called a responsible government or accountable government. And the final decisions is based on the people opinion. And if people is not satisfied with the decision, then government should withdraw the decision. The next way that people can participate is through dharnas, rallies, campaigns. Newspaper, magazine, TVs also play very important role in discussing the government issues and responsibility. Our net point is need to resolve conflict. Now, when was the conflict occur? So, generally, the conflict occur when people of different cultures, religions, regions of economic backgrounds do not get along with each other. When someone among them feel that they are being discriminated against. So, for this, people may use violence to settle their differences, and this leads to fear and tension among the other living in the area. Government is responsible to resolve the conflict. So, there is one box given related to Indian Constitution. So, Indian Constitution laid down the basic rules or laws that everyone in the country should follow. And these laws are for both government as well as people. Conflict and differences have to be resolved according to this law. Now, there is two examples given related to conflict. First one is the conflict occurred due to the religious reason. So sometimes the religious celebration is also become the reason for conflict, and it is a responsibility of the police to resolve it to ensuring that the violence do not take place. The other example is river conflict between the two states. So there is lot of river who flow through two states, which lead to conflict amongst the states. Now the example is given Kaveri water dispute. So Kaveri water dispute is between the Karnataka state and Tamil Nadu state. So what was the story? The story is that the water stored in the Krishna Raja Sagar Dam in Karnataka, and Karnataka is used it for irrigating a numbers of districts and for meeting the need of the city of Bengaluru. And in Tamil Nadu, it is used for crop grow in the delta region of that state. So the conflict arises because both dams are on the same river. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can only be filled up if the water is released from the upstream one located in Karnataka, and this becomes the reason for the conflict between the state. And when any such type of case come related to water dispute, then the final decision power is on the hand of central government. Our Indian Constitution contains an article related to it, Article 262, related to intra-state water dispute. Now our last topic of this chapter is equality and justice. One of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. Equality and justice are inseparable. We cannot separate equality and justice. So earlier our societies practiced untouchability, but now it is banned by the law. And this group of people were denied education, transport or medical facility, and even the chance to offer prayer. But now it all are removed, and everyone has right to get educated, to their transport facility or medical facility. Even the government make some special provision for the group within the society that are unequal. The government also take steps to promote justice by providing the special provisions that can enable girls to overcome the injustice that they are subject to. So this is all about the chapter 4, key element of a democratic government. I hope it is very useful for you. Thank you for watching it and please subscribe our channel.